Dandarin going to be first up over the team 2 versus RSNL. A bit of a rematch between the two, actually. This is what Dandarin, I think, probably was looking forward to. Does burn a trinket really early. So for RSNL, another kind of a lockdown setup could be really good. Just trying to trade damage with Dandarin as best as possible without necessarily committing too hard is going to go for a quick imprison. Try to stay midair and stay afloat so he immunes any kind of stuns after using a Vengeful Retreat. Question is he going to be able to use Vengeful Retreat anytime soon? Sigil of Fear does connect. That's going to be huge. Or actually, rather, it's what? Sigil of Misery, technically. Stun onto Dandarin, who does burn a Bob, however. So, RSNL could actually make... He actually can do quite a decent bit of damage with all the chaos damage that could bypass Bob. But he does end up stealing it really quickly. Eats a stun, charges into Dandarin, got himself the I-beam, everything available. Potentially, this could be a huge go. The only thing that RSNL doesn't have is mobility, but does end up getting himself a quick Vengeful Retreat to get away from the blind. Charges in, forces the bubble at Dan. And is actually in the spot where Dandarin may just go down here. Does get himself a quick switcheroo, a quick fell rush, fell blade back in with a glaive to finish him off at the tail. And well done, my guy. Oh, chat. All good, Riz. All good, my man. What's up, gamers? What's up, reviews? Downloaded Cyberpunk? Yeah, man. Yeah, if you ever were going to take a break from WoW and just play something else, this is the only time you're going to do it. Because it looks like, what, January is when the pre-patch comes out? February looks like potentially launch date? This thing is rushing out of the gates. And I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it does feel like they have a lot of it pretty much done already. Let's see how the beta testing goes, though. Massive hammer down by Holy Baron. Also converted to the hammer build. I've seen a lot more Paladins not playing the Dawnlight build, but rather hammer build. And he's trying to land himself a Repent, though. But he's not even going to be able to get himself an easy CC onto RSNL. Does get himself busting a Spell Warden. This could be an opportunity for you to catch up a lot of healing. He's trying to see if he can stay aggressive with RSNL. Still has a bubble in case he really needs one. Stun. Does he get himself a proper setup? RSNL with a trinket does let him go in for a blur as well to dampen the damage. Holy Baron is going to go for a bubble. RSNL may need to just drop darkness, that, or kite and run, and that's exactly what he's going to go for. It's some long range mobility. First, they try to catch up in healing. Stun onto Baron. Does he have maybe eventual retreat to get out of a stun? Big blade dance, big blade rush. Apparently enough damage. Big blade dance. Oh, I love the quick little backflip. I don't know if the Paladin had a Hodge coming back up by that point or not. But that was massive. Leo, do you also have the doggo? Is that who that's following? The good doggo? The good doggo? There he is. Oh, look at you. Whoa, hey. You guys already fighting? Okay. Apparently you are. I was looking at the doggo. I was saying hello to the good boy. Silence on the RSNL. He's just gonna go flying up in the air, barraging down onto Leo. Leo does not have line of sight. He's gonna take a loads of damage. IBF may not be enough. He's taking huge hits back to back. Part of his like cheat death mechanic for like that he actually healed the bloody little explosion he think he does already activates. Stun into Leo. He does have a human racial for it. Imprisoned right after with a full Sigil of Spite. Does land a stun. Is this enough for Leo? Big cleave one. Stun back onto Leo with the Sigil of Misery. Does he have a Lichborn? Doesn't look like he does. AMS is the last bastion of defense for him. RSNL still has Metamorphosis. Just needs to stay on top of Leo and get as much damage as he can. I-beam barely cleaving him around to fill Leo. Able to go for a Chain of Ice to slow down the Demon Hunter into oblivion. Does have one more Blade Dance and one more Glaive Toss Blade Dance combo. Absolutely beautiful. But this is going to be spent on TBC launch, but followed by midnight launch 2 weeks after. Nice. Wait, when is TBC anniversary launch happening? That's awesome, though. That actually sounds like that's not bad at all, honestly. That doesn't sound like bad at all whatsoever. Gonna be a lot to get into it. Literally immediately there, yeah. I guess you also gotta account for like the pre-patch event as well. Week of February, first week of February. Wait, so both are launching, TBC and Midnight. Oh, both in February. You know what? I could see it. I actually could see it. That's actually very, very likely. I'm thinking about it. In a whole lance, and I thought it behind the wall. I thought so too. Those walls just don't work sometimes, man. You gotta make sure you literally don't have any line of sight. You can't even see the Demon Hunter to be able to line of sight him. It is wild too. You think it's safe, but you're not safe. And those lances hurt a lot. Rest in Hell is taking a little bit of this like chip damage from Mies, but not enough to go down. It's gonna reconnect with a big hunt, big blade, yes, big massive burst. Mies no health. It's gonna go for a block. Rest in Hell just needs one good hit. Icebox is gonna let Mies recover a little bit of health. You just try to see if you can get some catch up. Maybe Mies pops out of the block. Intermediate in prison. Let's see if anything to follow up with. Is gonna be able to throw a glaive stun right after him. Is gonna go for a bit of a repositional here. And Demon Hunter tried to stay mid-air as best as possible. A massive, huge cleave onto the mage. And is able to take him out. Drudy is the last one left over for the Team 2 to try to see if he can possibly bring it back. Question is, can he do it? All by his lonesome. Big Metamorphosis Meteor charging in. Rest in Hell try to see if he can close that gap in any way possible. Still taking that rotting damage from the Moonfire, the Sunfire, the Moonfires from the trees, the leaves, the entire forest is after this man. Does get himself a huge cleave onto Drudy. Drudy with a Shadow Melt stun into Cyclone right after. Does get himself that nice little clean reset. He should be able just to prance out of here as quickly as he can. It is good. It is a rough place to be in as a druid, honestly. Demon Hunters, I feel like, don't really have that much survivability, but I guess a druid, they're just like barely more survivable. Just barely. Technically, druids have good healing, but like you have to go bare from, you really have to do a lot in order to try to live. I never actually took a look at the lances that you shoot out as a Demon Hunter when you're midair. I didn't realize it was like a fell skull temper projectile looking thing. Never really thought about it like that. Rest in Hell sitting down for some food. For Drudy, he just needs to get himself an angle, try to see if he can catch him. It's going to be a stun. Somehow avoided the full eye beam. Is going to be able to get the trees. Together with Incarnation. Darkness, it may not be enough. Rest in Hell, all he can do is maybe fight the trees. But Drudy does end up taking him out. The star takes him out. The star of the show. Question is, though, can Drudy go to the next and the next and the next? Because the Demon Hunter does spend a lot of his cooldowns. No more Trinket. Does have Incarnation. It needs to wait out like 30 more seconds or so for trees. As he got himself the renewal and everything. Might be okay. Maybe. Young is a fire mage, actually. Is that better or is that worse for Young? Because fire technically does not really need to cast. It just instants most of the damage. Is going to be able to get the fire blaster around the corner. And Drudy trying to see if he can get himself maybe one more regrowth. One more heal. Is gonna go for a quick stunner onto Young. Does go immediately trinketing with a full slew of insta cast. Is gonna go for a silence while rooted him. Doesn't quite lock him out of a cast, but does at least keep him CC'd for a bit. Interrupt him on the clone. Got himself a bunch of those pyroblasts just flying back to back. Not really worried about his own health. I don't know if he's got himself Giga Shields or he looks like he does have himself massive shields. So he does have them, but only for a short moment. Actually, lots of recovery, but only for like a second or two. But for Drudy, got himself actually a full restealth here too. So he's gonna be okay, unless Young goes over to the ice is not available on either side actually. So never mind. Definitely see how they handle the mob launch the week before Koresh. Yeah, I don't think they've ever had like 2 expansion launches at once at the same time though. Have they? Or have they? Actually, not sure. I'm actually not 100% sure. Drudy trying to see if he can maybe get himself a proper stun here. Is going to be immediate blink out of for Young. I think for Young, he needs to get himself a full like breath onto Drudy, Ring of Frost, full setup, full combo, Meteor, everything available. He does get himself a couple of procs here and there. Bar set available for Drudy, and Young just pelts him with more pyros. Unless Young is playing like for a heavy mastery build, I think he's gonna have to go for that big one-shotty burst looking thing. Because he got breath by the looks of it. I'd have to look. Yeah, I'm just trying to like remember if, off the top of my head if they ever did that. Massive damage to Drudy actually does get himself a short stun. Cyclone, no! He does end up reversing it. That's what he needed. It's just a big, good combust. Just a solid combust. Drudy does pick up 1. Actually did a lot of damage for the duel that he did run. But Rest in Hell does pick up 4. Rest in Hell is, I think, the star of the show. I feel like we know almost every Demon Hunters do as well as they do, but he did really, really well.